we're trying to find a publisher, did you ever think about going down the self-publishing route and publishing your book yourself?
Didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Didn't occur to me. So yeah, it just didn't occur to me. And as I say, if I hadn't met you and just happened to say about, I've got a book, I've written a book, and your response, your very positive response, and you then took over. Because again, if I'd probably been quite content to say, oh yeah, I'll show it to you sometime, leave it at that. But you wanted it.
You had met authors prior to publishing your own book that had published their own books, though.
Yes, but again, it just didn't sink in. You know, it just didn't. Again, because I didn't.
Did they give you any advice?
No. Oh no. I mean, it's very difficult, really. I mean, all that I've gleaned about publishing, I mean, I've read in magazines, and I've never met. I know several authors. There's several authors in Britain who not big names, but they carry on as if they are big names. So they closely guard their sort of
secrets.
So
it's quite hard work.
Whatever that secret is, you know.
Yeah. So it's quite hard work to get information out of people that have already done these things. For
you need to get into that mega world of
stardom.
Yes, if you like, you know, the sort of I don't know, whoever. You know, you've got to have that stroke of luck.
Yeah.
And oh, that's terrific. You know, that's a good reason to start writing, isn't it? Oh, well, I'll have a stroke of luck. You know, it's just you're very much you're left on your own.
Yeah.
And you're floundering around. If you don't have the wit to, or the what's the word? The need, the want. I didn't have the need or the want to really pursue it. Right. Didn't have the ambition. Bear in mind, as I say, it was only.
Well, you wanted to write your book.
Yeah.
And sort of hope. Well, I think like with all of us that do creative things or have creative pursuits, all we want to do is focus on the creative aspect of it.
I've done that.
Yeah. So
the fact that it's in a box up on the table.
Yeah.
Don't matter. I've done it.
Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons why like Dramamask Publishers were formed, which pretty much really is a self-publishing outfit, but it was formed as a melting pot to allow authors with talent to get published without having the aggro of what many authors go through, and not be denied their own talent. So they have a platform to put the book forward.
It's tremendously encouraging. It's encouragement you give. That's what it was.
Yeah, because there's so many talented authors out there that don't get seen. Yes, they write their book. Some authors, writers, they're not equipped with typing or computer skills, so they'll actually write their book.
That's true.
Out for them, but they've still got the talent there to write.
Yes.
And but whatever format it's written in or created in, whether an artist, a writer, a musician, or whatever, there's so much talent out there.
Yeah.
And Dramamask Publishers' values are, or whatever you want to call it, ethics, whatever it is to have people to have a platform to do that instead of being pushed away by traditional.
You don't want John Grisham.
He's had his. He doesn't need anybody. He doesn't need a platform because he's already got a platform. But there's so much talent which is turned away, which I believe shouldn't be turned away. Everybody should have the opportunity to have their creative pursuits put in a form to share with others. Bloody. Right, moving on. So with your book, I mean, we talked about ambitions and desire. I mean, obviously at the beginning with most creative people, they want to express what's in their mind, whether it be a story again like a piece of music or whatever, did you have any idea of where you wanted your book to go? Like, did you have like a feeling that you wanted to share your book with other people?
Yes. I mean, when I started writing it, and I found, oh, this is easy. That's easy. And then I never dreamt that it would be difficult to get published. It never occurred to me that that would be difficult. I mean, I'd moved beyond that. I'm thinking in terms of selling the film rights. No, I mean, I have tremendous ambition for it. You know, okay, this all gets tempered, of course, along the way. And as I say, I must admit, by having it so easily refused, so easily rejected, and casually and out of hand and callously rejected, that knocked all the stuffing right out of me. Then that all
so you actually felt personally rejected as well?
Yes, I felt I can't write. And the funny thing is that I actually bought a Mailorder writing course. I sort of went to school, if you like, and what they do, they'll set you tasks which you then send back to them, and they are then edited, and you get back a report on whatever the exercise was. Well, doing that, they told me I wasn't a writer.
They actually told
didn't
you
say that in those many words, but the unenthusiastic reports that they were sending back to me, and the fact that they were talking about the amount of effort that was required, and I also discovered I didn't have the discipline for it. For instance, now, you know, when you're writing a novel, you plan it, okay, and you invent a character, and then you write a whole screed on what that character is, what school he went to, where he's been, who his mum and dad was, and then what he was doing in the army, for instance, and on and on and on. I was bloody exhausted doing it. I couldn't do that. I did not have the temperament, the discipline to do that. And I thought, well, if that's what's required to be an author, then, you know, I better forget all about it. And I'd gone through all of that and forgotten all about it again until I met you.
I mean, that's to do with your own method. Say, for instance.
No, that's to do with my character.
No, but
lazy.
No, I don't believe that. I think, like, if you read about the process that anybody that does anything creative, again, like whether it be a book, writing, music, art, I think to create anything authentic, you don't. Yeah, you get advice from other people, but to say this is how it should be done, and you have to, like what you said then, you know, you need to create a map of the characters, the book, blah 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 blah. That works for that individual, because I've read myself, like with you know, like popular commercial artists, writers.
Yeah.
They don't follow a set format.
Right.
I mean, obviously you need some kind of self-discipline, but that's up to your own kind of self-discipline, isn't it?
Well, yes, yes.
So, I mean, I know personally myself, I probably would be more productive if I could find out my right way of disciplining myself, but being relatively productive in certain ways, yeah, it could be better, but I think you probably find that the people that we see as gods, if you like, in the commercial. No, I'm not talking. No, there's an assortment of people. They do it how they do it.
Well, yes.
You know, that's it. I mean, like you could have if you were right at this moment in time #1 bestseller, you'd have a string of letters asking you how you did that.
Yes.
And if you gave them some advice how you did that, you would give the exact advice how you said it. It was spontaneous. No, not following any format.
Oh, yes, that's right.
But that works for you.
Yes.
In the same way as you know, like what you said, the example earlier, works for them. So I don't think there is any set way, as long as you produce something which is coherent in whatever format it comes through.
But I will say that it's, you know, that I've already said how easy I found that to write.
Yeah.
And I haven't found writing easy since.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, that's. I think again, that's like the sort of creative. It has to come out. You're possessed by the creative demon.
That's right. And I get incredible flashes of 10 or 12 pages.
Yeah.
Really, here we go. I'm off. But then I go to bed that night and it ain't there the next morning. Whereas with that, I couldn't wait to get out of bed. You know. So it was.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I read the book and it's very coherent and it's structured.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Yeah, and it all came out in that order too. It's incredible.
I think it's pretty amazing that you can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a talent yourself. You know, look, I follow it, and yeah, it makes complete sense. It's like you had planned it.
Yes, yes,
but not in a clinical fashion, because it flows. It's yeah, it's good. Yeah, fantastic. Right, so did you have a personal mission, and also was there anything you wanted to achieve by writing your book?
Well, as I said, yes, you know, I wanted to. Well, first of all, it started with boredom.
Right.
You know, bear in mind it was only that time ago that I started writing it, when I was already retired and sort of loafing about the place and being lazy. So it's sort of boredom really. I started. I've always been a letter writer, and sort of once I started writing a letter, that invariably would turn into 10 or 12 double-sided 12 foolscap sheets, which you could hardly get in an envelope, you know. That was right there. I'd be writing letters to friends, half of which the letter would be half of which of it would be pure fiction. You know, hadn't happened at all. I'd make up stories and write them as if they'd actually happened to me yesterday on the bus. You know, and it hadn't at all. It's something that I just imagined. So it's always been that little thing there. But then, ever since, as I said, ever since that book, I'm writing now. Although I've got, I don't know, about probably 200 or 300